Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from whatever you're watching us across the globe. Also depending on what time you get to watch this video. Another Monday, and of course we do what we do best, give you amazing content that is gonna make you, think a little harder than you've ever thought. And today is an exception because what we are going to talk about, you guys, I'm sure you have no idea these things do happen. I was mind blown when I found out about what exactly we're talking about. Now, of course, they say that there are parts of you that you don't know exist until you love a child. But what happens when you love a child, give birth in prisons? Do you even know what goes around when you have an incarcerated mother giving birth and in prison? Do you know what happens? Do you know when the child leaves the government property, which is now the prison? Do you know where they go? Do you have all these questions like how do they survive in the prison with their kids? Today we have an amazing person. Her name is Grace Barbara. She does have an initiative called Grace Chanani Outreach, where she goes to different prisons to know, like, to help those mothers. And of course I'm gonna let her introduce herself.
Well, I'm Grace Barbara, as Nana has mentioned, and Nana, thank you so much for having me here.
Anytime.
It's a joy, it's a pleasure, it's really a privilege, and I don't take it for granted.
Asante.
Yeah. So I'm many things, but I'll stick to what has brought me here, and that is being a missionary to the children with incarcerated mothers in the Kenyan prisons. For now, it's Kenya, but I believe God will expand it as I continue in this journey. So it's been 4 years now. I've entered my 5th year in this outreach program.
Okay.
Do I go to where it started? Or?
Of course. we like stories.
Yeah, you like stories. Yes. But before I forget, I'm an author of inspirational books. I've done like 7 inspirational books. And
are they
6
guided by
are
your story?
inspirational. One is a children's series, a series for children, with different subjects and Bible stories.
All right.
And the 5 have my story in bits and pieces. When I was young, when I was old, when I was still young, when I'm trying to get old. Others are people's stories that have inspired my life or have shaped me to be who I am.
Yes.
So I've been able to write them down. There's one which many people get excited about. It's about marriage. Devote or divorce. That is not your portion, so I'll not talk about it.
Amen.
But this one is for you.
Thank you.
And Kaka.
Absolutely. After the tears.
After the tears.
Great.
It's a book that has a lot of my testimonies of how God has wiped my tears. In the process of my tears being wiped, I met a lady called Teresa from Faraja Foundation.
Okay.
Now, Teresa works with the Kenyan prisons as a mediator. So I was doing her clothes. I do fashion and design sometimes, and she's one of my clients. So when she was fitting her outfits, we started talking, and she said, I asked her by the way, hey, what do you normally do? Because I just know you as my client, but I've never known what you do outside our meetings.
Yeah.
And she opened up to something that made my heart skip a bit, because she told me she works in the Kenyan prisons and mostly mediating and helping the women especially to integrate into the society once they come out. So she mediates that 6-month period before somebody is released.
So when you have 6 months to leave, that's when you attend the program.
Now Teresa's program comes in for mediation, so that now you start thinking like a normal
person who's
yes,
a free person.
Especially those who have lived for many years in prison, they tend to forget how it was outside.
Yes.
Completely.
No, also the outside changes.
And then they're used to a certain mutaratara, things are done in a certain way at a certain time by certain people.
Yeah.
So they come out and they're like,
what is happening?
They are waiting for the command because they are used to roll call, lunchtime.
Yes.
So now when they're out on their own, they're like, where is that whistle?
Yeah.
So anywho, she mentioned that something that saddens her the most is the women who have kids. Since Adam, I had
like,
never
wait,
known.
what?
I tell you what? I was like, Jesus Christ, say that again. And she told me, yeah, there's some women who are arrested with kids, or they're arrested when they're pregnant. And I said, so what happens to them? Say they have to live their lives in prison.
So is there
with the
prenatal
kids
care?
Ate, say that again. The privileges we have outside here, forever be grateful to God when you have them. It's until it's taken away that's when you realize you are blessed.
Yeah.
So now these women, what happens? Once you're in prison with your kid, the Kenyan government allows 0 to 4 years. Once the kid is 4 years, she or he has to be taken away from prison, either to a relative or to a foster home. Most times it's to a foster home. Reasons being, normal people, if I can put it that way,
okay,
don't want to associate na mtoto wa mfungwa.
Or free people.
So you find the child, when she tries to stay with the relatives, everyone in that home is like, oh, ni ule mama yake ako jela.
God.
This is the one whose mother is in prison.
Shaming.
This one, the father killed so and he is in prison. So you can imagine how that child grows up.
Trauma.
So the government prefers foster homes. They have welfare officers, so they try to look for the government institutions where the kids can stay. It's not the best of life, but at least they have a place to stay. Now, back to the mothers in prison.
Yeah.
So you can imagine, let's start from a mother who is pregnant. A mother who is pregnant in prison does not know what prenatal care is. If she's a first-time mother, woe unto her, because she'll just have to be helped by the mothers who have been there before. And the saddest bit is 90% of women in prison are mothers. Some with kids inside, others outside. Most of them, the reason they went inside in the first place is because they were hustling for their kids.
Oh, God.
Most of them now, when they are arrested without their kids, they get depressed. And some of them, that's their killer number one. Because they are thinking, where are my kids? Are they eating? Are they in school? Are they clothed? Basic needs. Who's taking care of them? Is there anyone who cares for them? So that kills them completely.
Because the maternal instincts still are there.
Yes, very much. And then some, you can imagine maybe you have 2 kids, one bigger one, one smaller one, so the bigger one can take care of the smaller one. So you've gone to hustle, you've left kids in the house. You've been arrested. The kids don't know where you are. They don't know whether you're coming back. They have no clue. No one in the neighborhood knows you've been arrested.
And you just have the
and
kids.
You have just
leave
yes,
the kids alone.
And you've just gone.
Gosh.
It's traumatizing. So sometimes you find even the women don't know how to express themselves because they're trying to think, how do I tell you to go to Korogosho, this lane, this street, there's a house with 2 kids unmanned. They are so distraught.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's such a sad thing. And unfortunately, some of them, it's too petty things.
Yeah.
And they didn't have 1,000 bob to bail. They didn't have, imagine, 1,000 bob or somebody they can call and say, Manzini Yokoleta.
They don't even have a phone, probably.
Yeah, they don't have, you're given that one phone call you can make, but they don't even have somebody they can call and say, hey, Nana, can you please just help me with 1,000 shillings? I pay bail. When I hustle, I'll pay you back.
Who even
it becomes hard.
Numbers?
You can't. I know. I'm the one you know is your mother and she's in the village.
She's in the village. She can hardly
or even if she's in town, you don't want that panic
pressure on her.
Yeah. The only thing maybe you can do is, I've been arrested, go check on my kids. And sometimes you can call the only one person you've been given, the mteja at that time.
Oh God.
And there is no the whole day for you to call.
Yeah.
So your chance passes. So you find yourself in prison. Now, if you're pregnant and there's no prenatal care, you wait until you're due. once in a while, if you get to emergencies, the welfare officers will, at least by God's grace, will kind of take care of you if there's a problem.
Yeah.
If there's no problem, ngangana na hali yako.
Pambana.
Yes. And then when it's time for you to go deliver,
that is,
you go like this.
Oh God.
Attached to the
bed.
Yeah, you know you're a mfungwa.
Mm-hmm. Unazana.
Yes.
Oh my.
So when you go to hospital, they receive you as a prisoner. So you go with the warden to check you, and then when you're taken in, whichever room you're put or whichever ward you're put, you must be handcuffed. Just like almost like the way you see it in the movies. So you're handcuffed and you're told to push. In your handcuffs,
you can't even pull your hair.
You can't even do anything. You're already traumatized. You don't even have the energy to push.
So what is the
And then when the baby is out, you're just shown your baby, but you can't baby your kid until you get back to prison.
So you don't breastfeed?
Not immediately. First you're taken care of, attended to. You know you're still a prisoner. So you don't have the privileges of, oh, I'm a new mother, nini. If you can avoid prison, avoid in Jesus' name.
Amen.
Yeah, it's not a place to be.
Yeah.
Because now, even the innocent, you're treated as you're guilty until proven innocent. And sometimes it can take forever. Sometimes it can take too long for you to be proven innocent. And by the time you're being proven innocent, you have already suffered
and
like a guilty person.
Yeah.
You have served a sentence that you didn't deserve. But such is life.
Yeah.
So what happens is you start taking care of your kid when you're in prison.
Okay.
At least the first month, they will excuse you from your normal duties so that you can heal and breastfeed the baby.
Yeah. For a month.
Yes. And then a good thing is that child, once she has entered prison, her food is counted as the mother's food. So as a mother, you're given double portion of food, so that at least you have milk for the baby. Woe unto you if you can't, if your breast milk refuses to come out.
Is it regular food or is that kasupu?
That prison food.
Wow.
Yeah, the way it is. There is no special diet just because you've delivered. Whether you did CS or normal, you're given the portion that is given to prisoners.
So at what point are the kids taken away?
From the prisoners?
Yes.
When they are 4 years old.
Okay.
Yeah. But between 0 to 4, the kid stays with the mother.
So is there
at least to bond a little bit. But there is not much bonding because once you
still
are
serving
fit,
community work,
you can be able to stand
and
do a few errands. You go back to your duties.
Oh God.
Yeah, you go back to your duties. You are still in prison. It's just that you have a baby. So it becomes hard because this mother is emotionally unstable herself. So this child cannot get that motherly, the way you want to hug your baby and mushy. Nothing. She doesn't even have the time to think, oh, cute, nice eyes, sweet smile. She's just thinking, stress. Unanyongeza stress. So you can imagine the frustration moves from the mother to the child. So the child's upbringing is trauma from the word go. Trauma in where she is, where he is, the food, the environment. There's no one to abuju-buju. There's no one to help. Diapers are as scarce as you can imagine. Now it's a bit better. Yeah. Before you'd find you share nappies.
Why
the kids who are there?
Yeah. So why is it better? Is it because the government has stepped in to help, or it's the people like you, the outreach who say
the outreach programs, the well wishers, the well wishers, like myself and the outreach program that we do, and there's another one I know is called Clean Start, which the founder was in the prison herself.
Wow. With
a 3-month-old baby for some time. So she has on-ground experience. Yeah. And then there's another lady called Thriving Child company. She deals with responsive care for the children with incarcerated mothers and the incarcerated mothers. Yeah.
It's one thing to want to help.
Yes.
Come in with a program to help, but then vitu kwa ground. The first time you go there.
Yes.
How was that experience like?
Intriguing. I can put it that way, because after my talk with Teresa, I told her I would want to visit these children who are in prison. Now, I run a preschool, so I have a heart for kids.
Yeah.
And in my preschool, we have from daycare all the way to PP2, and then special needs kids. So now I thought these ones might be in the special needs department in my head.
Yes.
Yeah, because I'm like, they need so much attention and love and care and what.
Support.
And having been a mother, I'm like, there's some things those kids are really missing. So something in my heart just was like, no, I need to see these kids. I was with my son a day. You've met him. He's 7 years old now. So he said, Mom, at that time my birthday was coming up. So he suggested, God used him. I said, Mom, why don't you celebrate your birthday with those children? I said, hey, Eureka moment. I said, why not? So I started calling all my friends. For my birthday, this year, I want diapers. No, first I called the welfare officer. I asked her, what do you need? I want to come and celebrate my birthday with the kids.
And what's the number of the kids?
And the number of kids. At that time, she had 48
different
kids.
ages.
From 0 to 4.
Okay.
Yeah, from 0 to 4 is the age that we work with. So she told me the most urgent is diapers, petroleum jelly, mostly a remis, because Vaseline can be on the expensive side, and cotton wool. And then now for the kitchen, flour for porridge.
Yeah.
Food they are catered for by the government, the prison food. So I was like, hey, cool. What's up? My birthday is coming up. I want diapers, a remis, cotton wool. Hi, my birthday is coming up. Diapers, a remis, cotton wool.
Yeah.
That's the gift I wanted. So people really came through, and I was so thrilled. And then I had a team to take me. So we went on a Sunday afternoon. What was it? No, it was morning, because we had service with them, then lunch with them. So we went and we found these kids. I'm telling you, you know the way you go and kids come running and they want to touch your dress, your hair, your something. Those kids are streamlined like this. They come in a single line. They're already imprisoned in their heads. God. They are not kids.
Yeah.
They come and it's like they're marching. And they enter Langata, they're privileged. They have a daycare center. That's where I started. So they enter, and until prompted, they can't do anything. You say hi, they have to look first before they say hi. It's like they look for approval to say hello. They are not sure whether they should.
They don't know
and it's
how
not
to,
that
they
are done for like
used.
that. It's because they see what their mothers are done for.
Okay. Gosh.
So that's how they know life should be. So you give her a book like I gave you, she's trembling in fear, wondering if I touch that book.
Is there a beating?
Yes. Is there gonna be consequences for that? So they get they're such beautiful kids, but in a sad state. Yeah. So I saw that, and we enjoyed being with them. We sang with them. Eventually, they warmed up. They warmed up, and the welfare officer really helped to like tell them, it's okay. This is our friend. She's our nana. Then they saw birthday cake. So the kids in them came out when they saw cake. Then after that, so after I went back home, God started speaking to me like, I had a mission for you there. Yep. I was just waiting for you. I'm like, here I am.
Use me.
Tuma mimi kwingine. Yeah. So that's how the journey began. Then I realized that there are living conditions. You know, the mattress this is gold. You see this width? Yeah. This is gold in prison.
It's super slim.
Like this.
And it still helps to sleep with your mother? Or?
You sleep with your baby on the floor.
Oh my God.
Thank God for Faraja Foundation. Last year they started taking beds to prisons. Okay. So they have the Deca, but it's the Chuma one. So you can imagine the metal and the mattress is like this. You're still like on the floor, but at least you're not really on the floor because of the cold on the cement. Yeah. And it's not a good floor like this one or with carpet, as you can imagine. It's those floors we don't want to talk about.
Yeah.
So when it gets cold, it's really bad. You can imagine the child cannot be secluded such that if there are mothers who have homa or have any disease of any kind, the child is exposed to the same.
As long as it's airborne.
Yes. Or any other way, because you are all...
Toilets.
Yes. You're squeezed
the
there.
Conditions, though.
Kids don't know what it means to...
Or they don't know what they are missing.
They don't know. But my kids, like, I call showering duf-dufing. So they don't know what to duf-duf in a basin is. It's you stand, Ukosafi, next.
Who washes them?
The mother.
Okay.
You have to take care of your baby. She's your responsibility as long as you're in prison. Yeah, but you see now, you don't even have the pleasures of being a mother.
Yeah.
And the joys of being a mother. Now, some of them are guilty. And that's why they are
for whatever crime
they did. So this kid is such a nuisance to them.
Yeah.
Because they are not imagining how they can have someone to take care of. And
like you're making my life harder.
Yes. Like right now I should have already done some deals. So this one is blocking me. So that mother spreads hatred on that child. So now the saddest bit is these kids, like when they come out, they don't know life with love. They know hate. They know rejection.
They know shame.
They know despite. They know shame, mockery, lack of attention, rejection. That's the life they know. So when you come and try and hug a kid, she bites you.
What?
Yeah, because what are you trying to do? What's
like
that?
I'm not used to
this is strange. Don't do it. This is not my cup of tea. Me, nimezoea, you insult me, throw me at the corner, keep me with a nappy the whole day. Yani, they are used to hard things. And fear, because sometimes there's tension in prison. There's somebody trying to escape. So there's drama in prison. And they are exposed to that. So they don't know.
From the onset.
Yes.
So then how do you reverse that?
Are you asking? It is an uphill task. In fact, it's a mountain task. It's very difficult.
Do you think it's easier for such a child to fall back to crime when they're grown?
Actually, it's like you have preempted me. Okay. Because most of the kids, actually they say about 60% to 70% of kids who have grown up under the justice system go back. They get into crime. They just find themselves doing criminal things. They find themselves being on the wrong side of the law. And so at a certain age, they themselves are imprisoned. Yes. Even if they don't choose it, they just find themselves in that path. Because you can imagine, in prison when you're growing up, the kids, you see like the way you have put for us water here.
Yeah.
It's scramble. It's scramble for the water.
Survival.
Yes. So you can't just... If two kids came here, a kid who has never been in prison and a kid who has been in prison, the kid who has been in prison will jump over this table trying to get water for himself to drink, and he will drink it like, just in case you might decide you want to take it away from him before he has finished because of time.
God.
Yeah. So they don't know how to even live a normal...
Yeah.
You know the way you're keen on teaching your kids.
Yes.
Fork and knife, napkin, wipe your mouth after eating, don't talk
make loud
with
noises.
Food, don't tang. They don't know that. First of all, their plates are mabati.
So it's already noisy enough.
Yes. So you get your ugali and also you're being told, haraka. So they don't know how to sit. Mom, I'll have ugali with chicken and spinach. It's whatever you put on the table. Whether it was ready or raw,
Oh God.
you pass with it. So that's why you find most relatives cannot stay with the kids of children who have been with incarcerated mothers. Because this child has no manners, and it takes forever to inculcate those manners into that child.
Yes.
So they are taken to foster homes where like minds are, unfortunately.
Okay.
Now, the other thing is, kids, when they are small, you know how many diapers they use.
Yeah.
And how critical it is for them to have diapers. Now imagine you're in prison. Because at the time for COVID was the worst. There is no visitation. There is no money. So you can't go to the canteen and buy diapers. There's no one to come and bring diapers. As we had been stopped from going to prisons at that time, so you can only courier through the officers in charge and trust that they will reach. So it was very difficult. So what happens? You take the blankets.
Oh my God.
Make them nappies and share. The kids share that blanket. All the kids. So if your kid gets a rash or gets infected or gets something, you can imagine all those kids will have that. Now that's what now pushed me to diapers. In fact, I think my friends are used to it now. Every month I'm always like, Niaje diapers, what's up? Diapers, I need diapers, I need diapers, I need diapers, I need diapers. Because I size 8. You hook me up with her. She's a katini for soft care.
DM.
Kuna vile,
Yeah,
diapers is critical. Diapers, they need diapers. So that's one thing I always do.
Want to go the next time you're going.
Yes, we should go.
I want to go.
You should come, we go.
Yeah.
When you sit on the ground, it makes more sense.
Yeah.
So you give them diapers, they need it very much.
Yeah.
Arimis, of course. And then the arimis, the mother and the child, they both use. Then bar soap. So the baby's washed with the bar soap, the mother washes with the bar soap, and so the clothes are washed with the bar soap.
We're talking about the moms, so the kids so much, but we are neglecting the mother who give birth to these babies.
Yeah.
What happened to her after? What happens to her after care? After care, like the menstrual pads that they have to have.
Yeah.
Those large maternity
The
ones.
maternity
Do
ones.
they get access to such? Oh my God. So it's cotton wool or nothing?
Yes. Those blankets.
God.
Yeah. They come in handy in many ways. But sometimes you might find a nice nurse in the hospital who will give the mothers those aftercare pads.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can find a good officer in charge.
Yeah.
And a welfare in charge who has been through motherhood. You know what? Someone who hasn't gone through it will be like, you know what? After all, you're a prisoner. What didn't you think about it before you came here? But there are those humane people who look and they're like, okay, I have 50 shillings. I'll go to the supermarket and help this mother. Because one unfortunate thing, and it's a policy that was started last year, and people like us are in that, trying to bring up that policy of children in prison being taken care of, being considered, because they are innocent. Because unfortunately, the children in prison are not part of the care that the government is supposed to offer. Because officially or legally, the kids are really not supposed to be there. It's supposed to be for criminals who are not with children. So they are not supposed to be there in the first place. So their life there is not thought of.
It's an afterthought.
Yes, and even not an afterthought. It's
not even a thought at all.
Afterthought. Yeah. Like when somebody pricks you, that's when you remember thorns are bad. You know?
Yeah.
So how many times you get pricked with a thorn? almost never.
Yeah.
So that's how it is.
Yeah.
So they get to be forgotten completely. So the sisters in charge, the officers in charge play a big role, and the welfare officers. Now when they work with people like us now, it makes life a bit better for the kids.
Yeah.
So I also take clothes for the kids, because they don't usually have clothes. I take clothes for the mothers, but my focus more is on the kids, because the mothers will only wear when they are going to court, and when they are being released.
Right.
That's the only time they'll wear those clothes. They need them because when they go out, they don't have a place to stay. They don't have clothes. So at least 5-10 outfits per mother is okay.
Yeah.
But basically, it's the kids because of the everyday wear and tear.
Yeah.
And they recycle those 2 clothes. So you need.
And it's
I keep taking
handed
clothes
down.
Yeah, they're already hand-me-downs, those clothes. So
yeah.
you can imagine. But people have been very kind and very nice. I get very, very nice clothes to take to the kids.
Yeah.
And they need blankets, they need shawls, especially the 2 newborns. I really feel for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, so at least those ones, they get to be covered when some of us visit. But now, what happens when that month I don't go? What happens when that month Clean Start doesn't go, or that month Thriving Child doesn't go? It becomes a silence there for them.
Sadness.
Yeah, a lot of sadness. So I'm really trusting God. So now this year, last year on my birthday again. I think my birthday is kind of connected to these 2 children.
Nice.
No, before my birthday, I had an episode. I didn't come with that book.
Yeah.
I had an episode where I went to heaven. And then when I was there in heaven, it was...
Is this a dream?
Real. Nikachukuliwa. I had an attack of some sort with my health, which I didn't understand what was happening.
Okay.
So I was rushed to hospital. And when I was in hospital, I was told I had to be... This thing is called what? Nebulized.
Okay.
For me to come back kidogo and have enough oxygen. And then somehow in that whole hulabaloo, an angel came. I say, Barbara. I say, we have a journey to take. I say, now? I say, yeah. Like, cool. He was so nice, tall and handsome, and I just followed him. Anyway, so he was so nice, calm, gentle, sweet, very nice. I knew from my past experiences that it's an angel. Yeah. So he held my hand.
Was it in white?
My right hand. It bright light. So we always say white. So he was in bright. He was just bright, like that light there.
Yeah.
So we walked with him, and then we reached to where Jesus was, and then he told me, I was ushering you to him. I say, cool. So I went and I hugged him. I told him, you're the one I preach about. It's nice to meet you.
Yeah.
I am not going back there. I am home. Where's my house? And he's like, it's not that way this time. Like, huh?
Yeah.
Then he said, let me take you for a walk. So when we went for a walk with Jesus, awesome. Awesomeness. If you don't know Jesus that way, tell him to show him.
Yeah.
To show you.
To show you.
So we walked with him, and we are in the parts of heaven, and he's telling me, I have a new mandate for you. And he's telling me what I need to do, how I need to do it, and when I need to do it, and who will help me, and how it's gonna be. He shows me challenges where they're gonna be, and he shows me the glory where it's gonna be.
Yeah.
And then he says, I'll show you where Dad is, but you won't go to him yet. Because if you go to him, you will not go back. I said, just show me, I don't mind. So he went and he showed me the throne room. Ogopa Mungu. Huh?
Yeah.
Awesomeness. Then now when we were coming back, he told me, there's something I want to show you before I give you back to the angel. So I've cut kidogo that story because it's not our main agenda. Yeah. But then he showed me, he opened my eyes, and when I saw the earth, I saw the kids in my preschool, the uniform.
Yeah.
So I knew, and they were seated next to me round, like on a carpet like this, and I was teaching them Bible stories. So I knew, okay, that one must continue.
Yeah.
Then I saw my son. Then I was told, this one, I have to do this and this and this because he's a servant of God. I knew, okay, sawa. Then at the corner of that, what God was showing me, he showed me the bars and some babies.
So you knew?
I knew. The prison ministry. Then, just as we were about to leave, I saw myself being hugged by a child with special needs. The child came and said, Teacher Barbara, and she hugged me. So I knew my work is not over. So the preschool, I must teach the Bible to the kids. Whether they CBC, GCSE, ACE, whatever curriculum I use, because I use almost all of them, I must make sure the Bible is the first thing I teach them. Then my son, I was told what to do, and then God showed, and then finally before I left, God told me, and I'll give you another one, and to be a girl, another baby, and to be a girl. So like, cool. So, but then I came back. So when I came back, I found the doctors and the nurses, they're all trying to say, Barbara, can you hear me? You know, like the way you see it in the movies. Barbara, can you hear me? So I'm thinking, watu wamenikatia life poor. Then so I came back and I knew that's one thing I need to do. So I documented it so that I don't forget and I'm accountable. Yeah. So after I documented it, after a while, God told me, put it in a book and publish it. That way you'll be more accountable. So it's called Along Came God. I'll get you a copy.
Okay, thank you.
It's out of stock. Actually, they ran out of stock the other time I talked about it. So I need to publish more. So now out of that, I knew this thing, I must hit the road running with it.
Yeah.
So last year, during my birthday, the Lord told me, I looked at the way I was so concerned about the daycare center I have and the preschool and how I want it to look so flambeau, so excellent, spirit of excellence,
bougie,
you know, feng shui, architecture. You know? And the Lord told me, what about my children that I showed you? I said, which ones? They said, the ones behind the birds. I was like, it's gonna be expensive. How am I gonna do it? Where am I gonna get the money? And all those things. And then I said, I have already considered all that. Just take a step. I said, cool. As long as you're in it, let's do it. So now, I want to build daycare centers in the Kenyan women prisons.
Are they there already?
That is a huge step.
I can imagine.
In the whole country, only 10 prisons have daycare centers. Only 10 in the whole country.
And how many prisons?
And we have over 100.
And how many?
100 prisons.
Approximately, how many women have kids in prison?
We have about 250 to 300 children in prisons currently.
Oh.
That's by December statistics. Yes. January, Feb, I haven't, because some are released, some have been added. But let's say 250 to 300 kids right now are in prisons. So now my mandate is to build these daycare centers in the prisons.
Okay.
So I was like, how do I go about it?
Exactly, so how you plan to do this?
So first of all is to get permission to do it, because you see, it's not my land.
Again.
It's not my backyard.
Yeah.
Where I say, just put the care center, bring children, take them back to prison. So I have to go approach the officials.
Okay.
So Kenya Prisons Authority. And then now services, KPS. And then so the officers in charge, they have to look at who you are, what you're talking about, what you've been doing, and then approve. Check if they have space.
Is it like an hierarchy?
Yes,
that you follow?
It's like a procedure of some sort.
Okay.
But God has been gracious.
Amen. So
far, I have been given land in Nyahururu Women's Prison, and Naivasha Women's Prison, and Murang'a Women's Prison.
It's a groundbreaking, Melanie.
Groundbreaking nishafanya ya Nyahururu.
Yeah, nice.
But ya Naivasha bado, tunaweza enda hiyo ya Naivasha to groundbreak. Alafu ya Murang'a. So Moranga, I need a lot of work, but still, at least I've been given permission in those 3.
Yeah.
I'm still pursuing others, but I know once I build those first ones, it will become easy. You know, the challenge is always to start.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The foundation, sometimes you have issues with contractors, sometimes you have issues with people, sometimes you have issues with funds,
Yeah.
you have different challenges. But God has been gracious. At least now, I have made that progress of land. So now we want to, and we have broken ground in Nyahururu. So now we want to build the daycare centers.
Yeah.
And we've already been given a plan and a design that has been approved by the architect that works with the Kenya Prison Services.
Yeah.
So you follow what they want, and then the Kenya Ministry, no, it's not Kenya, Ministry of Works Kenya, they send their people to come and check on the ground what you'll be doing to make sure we don't cut corners and reconstruct a real thing.
Yeah.
Why was that important? As God helped me to see, it was for that developmental stage of that child.
Yeah.
This child gets to have at least a place that looks like a child's place.
Yeah.
We pimp it up, we make it friendly, we make it nice, we bring educational things, because there's no education for them. So we are able to educate them, we are able to put screens for them, put for them Wi-Fi, and they watch Cocomelon,
You know,
and Peppa Pig and Superbook and all those nice things that kids get to see.
And I can imagine also
Yes.
working on the emotional bit
Yes,
them,
of
because
course.
you see these are kids that are not integrated into the world,
Oh, yeah.
where normal world, where they have to fight in school.
Yes.
So those are things you'll definitely experience, because you're dealing with a different kids that have been brought up a certain way. So are you going to have also counselors that come in to talk to these kids and try to separate them from how they live in the prisons?
It's like you have entered into my head and brought it out. So we have to have counselors, we have to have social workers, we have to have ECD teachers, we have to have mother mentors.
Yeah.
Because even the mother who is there needs to be shown, okay, care for your baby, love your baby, chew your baby, hug your baby, clean your baby.
Yeah.
A sad story, there's another mother who had to be disciplined to wash her baby in prison, because she used to sit there and like, staki kumwasha, staki, hata simtaki. Then so the you can imagine the wardens would stand and tell her, wash your baby, wash. You didn't wash properly, wash. So it can, some mothers, they don't want those kids. Some of them
also want,
so even them they need. So we have to have the mother mentor program, where a mother comes and talks to another an incarcerated mother and walks the journey with her.
Wow,
to accept the baby, to love the baby, to nurture the baby, and to see this baby as a blessing and not a curse. Yeah. So it's going to be an all-round center, because now there you can focus on the kids. They can be given the wardens to watch over them, and then you bring people to help them and to nurture them. And then at least they'll be able to see color like what you have, beautiful colors. Our Kamban nature is...
look at me, I mean...
Because there they only see stripes and orange.
Oh, yeah.
So at least the kids get to see color, they get to see flowers, they get to see good food.
It's amazing,
they get to be loved.
We just think hizi vitu tu tuko nazo ni normal, you know. It's not.
So
how can people assist you as we wind up the show?
The time is up already.
Almost.
Oh, I should have 2 sessions.
You should come next time after we do the
when we are going for groundbreaking.
Yes.
So usually people get in touch with me through WhatsApp.
Yeah.
And SMS or texting on WhatsApp, not calling.
Your number
0700 002797. 0700 002797.
It's gonna be down here,
so they can put it there. And or Chanani outreach 72@gmail.com, especially if it's going to be official. Yes. It's okay, you write it as Chanani.
Yeah.
Chanani outreach72@gmail.com.
Great.
Or gracedministries@gmail.com.
Yeah.
But mostly the Chanani one if you want to be part of the program. So you can and then we have can I say the pay bill in case somebody wants to send diapers?
Yes.
If you want to send diapers or arimis or whatever food, especially flour for porridge for kids, you can use pay bill number 660997 660997. For utilities, account number, write Chanani Outreach. For building the daycare center, in case you are Modokinjo, na hints, or you are Simba Cement, or Triangle, or whoever anyway, in case you're touched and you want to be part of the construction bid, the pay bill is the same, 660997, but account number is Adopt a DCC. Meaning adopt a daycare center. So adopt a DCC. That's for the construction. At least it will help the accountant to navigate the accountability section.
It shall be done. Let me tell you.
Amen.
Inasemekanga where God guides, He provides. So He will definitely do that.
Absolutely.
And of course, guys, we take for granted. There's so many things that we take for granted. And honestly speaking, it's in the simplest of things. These are people, kids who don't even see colors. All they see is black and white. Or they're just, you know, the uniform. Or it's jungle green. It's the simplest of things. This is, you know, kids who did nothing wrong, you know. But as life has it, kuna hizo panda shuka za maisha, right? So thank you so much for watching this show. Totally, I hope you got something, and I hope it got you thinking. And please assist anywhere you can, of course. And this is not even a paid conversation. It's just, you know, the humanity and all that. So if we can assist, please kindly let's do so. And if there's any topic that you'd like us to tackle, please comment section ndio hii. And if you've not subscribed, sijui nikusaidiaje, please hit that red button and that bell button as well. Yeah. Na tunakupenda sana. Barbara, thank you so much for coming.
Oh, thanks.
Truly
for having
enlightening.
Me. Yeah.
Shukran sana. And of course, Kaka Empire, thank you for this setup and this studio. We appreciate you guys. And if you have any product that resonates with what we do, please email it and email us, and we shall definitely get through to you. So until next Monday, it's goodbye.
Toodles.